intermission right there. Luckily enough, both teams are ready to get into this one immediately. So, yeah, here we go. Overpass between Vexed and I believe that's banq3rz. Or it could be banq3rz. I don't know. Depends whether it's a Q or a G. It is actually a Q, but I'm presuming it's meant to be a G. Vexed once again got the knife round. It was a little bit closer that time. But yeah, this should be a pretty interesting game. You can see Wolfie, of course, over on the banq3rz side. I don't recognize really anyone else on that team, but Wolfie is someone, of course, I recognize. I believe he even played with these guys on the Vexed side for a little while. So it's going to be an interesting game. So here we go, right into the pistol round. Vanity once again going to be the man that picks up the defuse kit with 2 flashes. And for banq3rz actually, or banq3rz rather, they don't actually go for any utility at all. Instead, just straight into the 5 sets of Kevlar. And we may see a bit of a faster paced round. We can see already a lot of presence going to be immediately put up through playground. 1 player left to hold for any B pushes that may come in. And actually just 1 player on his own over towards long being quick. So he gets taken down immediately by Wolfie. And now things get a little bit awkward. Luckily enough, he was aggressive very far forward, so even with him getting taken out, there's plenty of time for Vexed to rotate into position. But they try and aggress on B as well after spotting so many players over towards A, and Zenki, he was ready for that one, takes down Ozzy. So now it's a 3 versus 5. Looking pretty good for banq3rz. They are going to go ahead and just try and hit this B bomb site. 2 players ready to try and hold it down for Vexed. Truth alongside Pickles. Eventually, Pickles actually going to be the one that frags out with 2. Sadly, it doesn't seem to be enough, leaving it all onto Vanity now. 1 versus 2. Gets himself the first kill to take down Alask. So 2 more to find, and actually the bomb dropped in the open. Definitely a chance to try and pull this one off. Wolfie has a USP of his own though, so he's ready for the long range fight. There you have it, he wins it out against Vanity. That's really weird, I don't know, it was like the GoTV was lagging really hard or something. But like only as people were shooting? I don't know how to explain it. But yeah, here we go. Vexed. Going to be on the force buy after losing that pistol round, of course. And you can see banq3rz actually playing this one extremely safe. Dean rhymes with Mr. Bean. Food for thought. Yeah, I've actually heard that one before. Mr. Bean's a really good show. You can call me Mr. Dean. Thank you. Let's see though. As I said, Vexed, of course, going for the force buy. They actually did successfully pull this off in the previous match up against Blaze. They managed to pull off the second round in the second half after losing the pistol. Let's see if they can do it this time around. Right now it's going to be the very safe buy, as I said, coming in from banq3rz. They go for the rifles mostly, 3 AKs, 2 Galils. Although that does mean they're pretty limited in terms of the utility, which could get a little bit awkward, but they do have the rifles to take those long range duels. There you go, Zenki. Only finds 1 before falling. Luckily enough, Wolfie's here. And ooh, actually spins back around to take down Ozzy as well. So this is looking, I was going to say okay for Vexed, but sadly another couple of kills coming in means they are now going to be left in a 1-on-3, being Pickles all on his own. Bomb is going to be easily retrieved by Feegly. And it looks like they're just going to be able to walk straight onto the B-bomb site. Wolfie actually finds that kill, so no need for the bomb to be planted either way. Why is that Kappa so small? Is there a mini Kappa ammo? I didn't know that. Wouldn't expect much to be found into this round for Vexed. Probably hoping for a couple of kills at least, try and get a bit of damage done. Not going to be easy though up against the rifles and the SMGs. And when you only have those USPs, of course, couldn't afford to upgrade any pistols even. It looks like they should be able to walk onto the A-bomb site for basically free. Quicks is the only one in position to try and do anything. And as I said, without the weapons, not going to be able to find anything at all. There you go, bomb goes down. And Vexed at this point, probably just going to hope for a couple of exit frags if possible. Started off okay by taking down the first. Zenki gets aggressive with the MAC-10. I expected him to be able to find a couple for himself before eventually falling, but immediately dropped by Vanity. And sadly for the Vexed side, that seems to be all the damage that they're going to be allowed to get into this round. So 4 players stay alive for banq3rz. Pretty good find. They only lose 1 MAC-10. And they also survived with 3 in the round before that, so they built up a bit of bank for themselves. It looks like they're going to keep that Galil and the MAC-10 into this round. The Zenki, the only one that actually has to reinvest. He goes straight onto the AK, so yeah, decent economy built up for banq3rz already. Even if they do lose this round, they'd still be able to invest into the follow in a bit of a bonus round right now. Although the buy for Vexed isn't great. In order to actually get some utility, they have to go for a couple of weaker weapons. You can see they want to aggress immediately, and doing so they actually do manage to get a kill in their favor. Essentially gets taken down. Although they do decide to hang around the bathrooms right now. This could be a little bit risky. You can see actually over towards long, Truth is on his own. Both players have been kind of separated, and as Quicks decides to re-peek on mid, peeking out gets taken down by a lass. And a quick kill as well from Zilla found with the AK, so Truth falls, and suddenly actually banq3rz get themselves a man advantage. There's a little bit of lag on this GoTV, guys. Sorry if you can see that. Well, you can obviously see it if I can, since I'm streaming my point of view. There we go. Feegly with another kill onto Ozzy, and after a pretty decent start into this round for Vexed, it's just completely unraveled. And Wolfie with another, so yeah, all onto Vanity. He is on the right side of the map to maybe try and hold it down, but it's not going to be easy as he gets the first. His position is now going to be known, and with that happening, the bomb can actually just go ahead and reroute its way back down through Connector and over to this B bomb site. And even go ahead and plant it for the CT/Heaven position. So yeah, Vanity, nothing that can be done. He's already backing off to try and save. And banq3rz, they can afford to maybe try and hunt this one down. I don't know if it's too worthwhile considering their own HP onto a couple of players isn't great. Their economy is okay, so they could maybe afford to lose a weapon or two, but will they decide to is the question. I don't think so. It looks like they're happy enough with just actually allowing Vanity to carry over the M4. Probably a good thing Zilla didn't go for any further forward with being low HP. So yeah, there we go. 4-0 for banq3rz. A very good start indeed. Vexed right now, not looking too great so far in this map. Gonna have that M4 that was saved over, of course. Also having the full money bonus coming into the next round. They're able to get pistols and Kevlar at least. So let's see what they can actually manage to find with this one. banq3rz so far doing a pretty good job at being able to actually find those frags. You can see in the previous round, Vexed, they kind of were a little bit separated after getting themselves the man advantage. They kind of got trapped in positions where there was no possibility for the refrags to come in from that point forward. So as the 1v1s were won out, it went all in favour of banq3rz. Quick kill from Vanity. Gets himself a second as well. And spins back around towards Connector and does eventually fall, but it was Truth instead to go ahead and actually get himself control of that bomb. So 3v2. Not looking too bad for Vexed right now. All the players having Kevlar. 1 AK having been retrieved from Truth. And a quick headshot as well to be found on towards Feegly. Leaves it all onto Zilla now. 1 versus 3. And with his position now noted, Truth should have his teammates coming in to assist him in holding down this bomb. Wasn't needed as he finds the kill anyway. So Vexed, they get their first round onto the board, and they do so with only really pistols and that one M4. Nice round from Vanity to find those 2 kills to actually give them a chance to get anything done. You can see once they were distracted, then it was Truth that was able to just push forward and get a quick kill on the CZ, and eventually closes it out with 3, of course. So a great round overall coming in from both Vanity and also Truth. But of course, banq3rz, they still have the economy to reinvest into this one. They're going to be looking to try and get that reset in onto the economy of Vexed, who don't really have too much money. Even after winning that previous round without investing too much, still not looking too great. If they were to lose this one, they'd be in a bit of an awkward spot getting reset immediately after losing that loss bonus. And you can see this is actually a much slower round right now coming in from banq3rz. We've seen them in the previous rounds going for early aggression. This time it seems like they expect it instead to come in from Vexed. They have one player pushed up towards Party already, but he's on his own. That could have been a little bit dangerous. Zilla indeed does get spotted out. Doesn't take too much damage though, and actually gets a bit of info about that player pushed up in the toilets. Let's see what banq3rz go for, because they've basically given up all the A control. You can see Truth is actually pushing forward. He's going to have the potential to get that backstab in through Connector once this hit comes in towards B, which seems quite likely. Actually, as he falls back off now, no longer going to be a possibility. Here we go, banq3rz going to begin to push forward. They have 30 seconds to try and take control of this bomb site. And sadly, as they push through the monster smoke, Ozzy's going to be awaiting on the other side. He finds himself an instant kill, and Vanity lines them up with the M4 as he takes himself 2. And ups it to the hat trick. And it's Pickles to close it out onto Wolfie. So there we go. Vex get themselves another round. They get 2 in a row. And taking that as cleanly as possible. Keeping all 5 players alive. That is perfect. They build themselves up a bit of bank. They keep some money in the reserve. They're able to reinvest into all the utility that they could need into this round as well. And banq3rz just about scraping the bite together. They get an op, 2 AKs, a MAC-10 and a Deagle. And Quick's getting extremely aggressive. Actually finds Alask, who jumped over straight into the crosshair of Quick's. There was an op ready as well. Wolfie was posted up. Sadly, he wasn't able to actually see Quick's, who had gotten aggressive. Alaska only spotted because of the jump, I believe, as well. So it's a little bit awkward. But look at that, a double push in towards Monster. Not really needed in the 5-on-4 from Vexed, I don't believe, but they go for it either way, and sadly it doesn't work out. Zilla just shuts down both players with instant headshots. Pickles and Ozzy rather eliminated from the round. And we've seen this in the past. It was, I believe, the first gun round where Vexed were actually able to get the man advantage, and then it kind of just fell apart. Will it be the case once again is the question. 4-on-3 in favour of banq3rz. Looks like they do want to try and bring this towards A eventually. 2 players making their way up to A long. And right now it's only Quicks to try and hold down on this side of the map. He has the op, he's playing pretty passively, so he's hoping to maybe just try and find a quick kill. And actually I believe one of the players over on B, I think that was Truth, actually jumped up and spotted out 1 player in the water, but exactly that, only 1 player, so he may have a bit of an idea that it's going to be a fake. You can see he does begin to rotate up now to try and assist his teammate, just as the utility comes in. And that smoke is going to make things a little bit awkward for banq3rz now, because look at how low the time is. That was their own smoke that they threw down. They're going to have to try and flash through it, I guess, and Zilla's going to be the first one to fall. But look at this, Zenki getting up close to the MAC-10, finds himself 1, trades it out to the Deagle then as well to take down a second. So now Vanity left all alone in a 1-on-3, going for the wild pre-fire as he tries to transfer over to the truck, but sadly no players in that position. So now he's left in a 1-on-2. Wolfie with the op in his hands has been able to retreat back off towards long, and it looks like he wants to wrap around and get himself into a position to just try and play the time on the bomb. So Vanity has a very difficult task ahead right now. No smoke available to try and actually throw down on that bomb either to cut off the vision. And both players just playing from short. And there you go, Wolfie indeed with the op going to be able to strike. So banq3rz, they get themselves another round. Take that lead up 5-2. It was pretty decent from Vexed in the previous 2 where they were able to, of course in that one that was a pretty weak investment, so they got a decent amount of money from winning that. And in this one they kept all 5 players alive. So you can see that allows them to continue to buy. But if they lose this one, then banq3rz will likely begin to run away with a very solid lead on the T side of Overpass. And it is a map that's traditionally biased towards the defense. Usually a little bit easier to pick those rounds up. But there we go. Nice opening kill to be found by Quicks. Actually takes down Alask once again. This time in towards Connector. I think Alaska's actually able to get a nice amount of damage on the Quicks. I didn't realize that. So 1 player at least been weakened up on the Vex side. Small positive for banq3rz. But they are taking their time right now in this 4-on-5. Expecting, like, again, I guess, for Vex to get aggressive even with the advantage. But I don't think that'll really be happening. Hopefully for their own sake they learned the lesson from the previous round. It can be a good thing to get aggressive because it can put the round even further in your favour, but the problem is if it does backfire, then you've kind of thrown away that advantage that you did have, and that's what we've seen in the previous round. But let's see. Feegly, if he spams away, going to have an easy kill. Spots it on the radar, actually gets dinked down before he eventually finds the kill. So good work by Quicks to at least get a bit of damage done, but a nice return from banq3rz now, back into a 4-on-4, but only 30 seconds remaining for them to make a decision about where they're going to try and take this one. And the bomb actually at the moment has been left all the way back in towards spawn. They have to retrieve this one pretty quickly and make a decision about where they want to try and go with this one. And it's looking like the A-bomb site is going to be most likely, but they are going to have to get a move on. 2 players ready to try and hold this one down as well, being Truth and I believe Vanity. Here we go, Zenki. He's going to be leading the way. We've seen him doing a pretty good job so far entering this A-bomb site, and once again steps it up, this time with the AK rather than the MAC-10. Wolfie, though, actually doesn't check below on the truck. Vanity going to be able to strike with 3 quick kills. And now it's all onto Feegly. He gets taken down as well. Vanity with 4 to hold the bomb site. Autorector not watching him for some reason because it's a dickhead. That was a really important round for Vexed to find. Taking that one does go ahead and actually restabilize their own economy. And finally forces banq3rz down to an eco. We've seen even after picking up those 2 rounds previously, that didn't actually force the eco. So this is the first time they're going to have a pretty easy time. They should really be taking this with as many players alive as possible, trying not to lose any of these weapons. And that's exactly what happens. All 5 players do survive. So yeah, not much being found for banq3rz on that eco round right there. And they still don't have the money to buy into this one. So no bomb plant being found. It means they are going to have to go ahead and eco once again. And that should allow for Vexed to go ahead and actually take this back to a 5-5 scoreline. Some upgraded pistols. Ooh, Quix is in a very awkward spot, aggressive in connector, making it work. Oh my god, he finds 3. The Molotov burns the first one alive, continues to take the fight with the CZ, looking for a fort, and he will indeed be able to find it. All onto banq3rz now. I think the ace will be denied, as you can see Truth ready to take down that final player who pushes out mid. But that was a very impressive hold from Quix in connector. That could have got dangerous really quick. If he went down and gave that up over towards banq3rz, then they definitely would have had an opportunity to try and get something done in that round. But instead, he managed to hold on and shut down all 4 players that came in his direction. So there we go, 5-5, the scoreline has been equalised. And banq3rz are going to be back onto the buy once again. Wolfie with the up, the rest of the players onto the rifles. And a pretty nice amount of utility as well into this round. Ooh, look at this, a very aggressive push from the CT side. 1 player pushed up on the towards the fountain, 1 player playing from party. And right now, banq3rz not going to be actually checking this. They're holding themselves, seeing if anyone decides to get further aggressive. But I don't think it's really going to be happening right now for Vexed. They know there's players in towards the playground, I believe. They heard the footsteps. Ooh, and eventually a kill is found, but it actually does go in favour of banq3rz. Wolfie able to take down Truth. Zenki as well going to be able to drop Quix, and this round kind of just unraveling at this point. That aggressive push that came in from Vexed, there was a stalemate on it for a while. They weren't able to actually find any action, but when it eventually came in, they did actually lose both fights. Why is Auto Director not working right now? It was turned on, and it's just not working at all. I'll try and do a bit of observing while casting, guys, because right now Auto Director just does not seem to want to work for me. But yeah, Pickles and Ozzy now left to try and save this round. I'm sorry if you can hear clicking in the background. That's what's going to happen when I'm observing while casting. Here we go. It's going to be Pickles that's going to be tested on this B-bomb site defense. All 5 players going to be coming in his direction. Doesn't have a lot of utility to try and hold it down other than that 1 flash, of course. And sadly will be taken down immediately, leaving it all onto Ozzy now. Seeing the back of 1 player on short. Ooh, throws out the Molotov. Tries to get that kill, eventually able to find it. But now with his position known and 4 players, very unlikely he finds too much. Although that Molotov was pretty effective in denying the bomb plant for at least a couple of seconds. It stops it from going down on the default position. Ooh, Wolfie actually through the box takes a shot and tags Ozzy up to 22 HP, but he gets himself another 1-on-2 suddenly. And this becomes a very winnable situation. He does also have a defuse kit to work with. An AK has been retrieved. 1 player in the back lines over towards Graffiti, and 1 up in Heaven. Problem is the bomb planted for both makes things extremely complicated. And as you can see, the player in towards Graffiti doesn't have to peek at all, because Alask from Heaven had the vision on the bomb. Realised that he wasn't on it, and even able to get himself a pretty easy kill. So banq3rz able to reclaim the lead for themselves once again. Although Vexed, of course, after taking those anti-ecos pretty cleanly in the previous rounds, keeping 5 alive, and 3 in the gun round before that. So yeah, they built up a really nice bank. They're going to be able to buy once again, but they do basically expend all of their economy coming into this round, bar what they have available onto Truth and Ozzy. So pretty crucial round. Vexed, they need to try and get that reset in right now. If not, banq3rz, they'll be putting themselves in a position to get a very solid T-side on overpass, at least 8 rounds at that point. But yeah, a minute remaining. So far, no action to be found into this round. Both teams taking their time to just hang back, playing pretty passively, expecting the other side to get aggressive instead. But they are finally going to have to go ahead and push forward. 3 players for the banq3rz side going to be looking to try and get that control in towards mid. And as we can see at the moment, there's quite an aggressive stance right now coming in from the CT. As you can see, Vanity was actually pushed up towards the connector position. Quix actually gets taken down through the smoke. So suddenly Truth is the last man left to try and defend this side of the map right now. He has the possibility for a pretty big backstab. Will he be able to find it is the question. Zilla going to be coming up through connector as well, and he's just completely surrounded, gets taken down. And now Aussie on the A-bomb site also drops. Everyone I spectate is just doomed, it seems. Somehow Pickles is probably going to die now, even with no one nearby. Just because everyone I watch apparently does. And I don't even know if Pickles is going to be allowed to save. You can see Zilla actually looking to try and hunt this one down. Let's see if he's going to be able to find it. No, Pickles going to be able to shut that one down. But now at his position, no, and things get really awkward. I don't think banq3rz should really be hunting, though. They themselves don't have a great economy, of course. They have basically nothing left in the bank. They want to keep as many alive as they can possibly in this round. Especially not Wolfie. He's making his way into connector with the op. Probably won't go any further forward. So he should be able to stay alive. And it's actually Alaska to go ahead and find that final kill. So there we go. banq3rz able to get themselves another round onto the board. 7-2. And once again, Vexed. They don't have the economy to buy into this one. So likely just going to have to go for one eco and allow for banq3rz to go ahead and actually win out this half with at least 8 rounds. And of course the potential to try and increase that even further. You can see over the last few rounds, banq3rz have really slowed down the pace. They started off on this T side very aggressively. You can see them they were going for very fast plays, but over the basically since Vex started picking up any rounds at all, they've really slowed it down. I guess knowing that they're up against the rifles and that the utility is available, they do have to kind of do so. Let's see, Vex, they bought what they could into this round. It's not perfect. It's 3 M4s, a FAMAS, and an MP9. So they are looking to try and take themselves this round and deny banq3rz from getting an 8. Let's see if they're going to be able to find it though. Quicks should have a free kill. He does indeed onto Feegly, and that's another upgraded rifle to be found as well. That MP9 being dropped and M4 to be retrieved. So suddenly Vexed actually have a pretty decent looking buy, and they also have the man advantage. There's Troop as well to actually go ahead and drop the bomb, and even gets a second on Wolfie. All onto Alaska and Zenki now. Will eventually find one kill, but it's costly in terms of the HP for Zenki, taking down extremely low. But actually Alaska going to be able to find the back of Truth, and the bomb is now going to be picked up. Sadly, Quicks, he was given the time to rotate into position, and he finds both of the remaining kills there. Gets a quick headshot onto Alaska to close it out. So 6-7. Next with the force buy. It was decent buy, as I said. They had the 3 rifles, 4 if you count the FAMAS, of course. They do manage to pull it off. And now it's actually banq3rz that are going to have to try and invest what they can into this one. 3 AKs, a Galil, and a CZ. So pretty similar to what we've seen actually coming out from Vexed in that previous round. The 3 main rifles, one of the weaker ones, the Galil as well. And instead of an MP9, it's a CZ onto Zilla, which is probably a better weapon, you do have to say. But here we go. A very aggressive play going to be coming in from Vexed this time. And banq3rz, they've finally decided to take this pace up once again themselves as well. Very fast play coming in through B short and also up through connector. Sadly, not going to be working out in their favour so far. Quicks goes ahead and gets himself a quick kill onto Wolfie. Pickles with the FAMAS ready to shut down the player pushing through Monster. And so far, it's looking pretty easy for Vex. The 2v4 now for Alaska and Zenki to try and save once again. Same 2 players as the previous round. One being found from Alaska so far. Problem is 2 more players ready on this bomb site to hold it down. banq3rz playing around the smoke. Truth is the one to step it up and take down Alaska before eventually falling. That gave his teammates time to get into position. So there you have it. Quicks with the final kill. 7-7. banq3rz haven't bought into that previous round now. They're buying into this one. Not going to be great. They'll get what they can, of course. No bomb plant comes in, so it is going to be extremely limited. And as we can see, it's only going to be pistols and the 1 Mac-10 onto Zenki so far. Yeah, Feegly as well going to go ahead and actually get a CZ. Actually, Alaska able to afford a UMP. But it's not the greatest of weapons. UMP much more viable on the CT side, where you can kind of just hold up close and play those close range angles. When you're on the T side, of course, a lot of the time you're going to have to take longer range duels, which isn't really ideal for. But they were straight into B. Perhaps they have a decent chance. Vanity with very crispy aim on this AK gets 2 quick headshots. And now it's all onto Wolfie, a 1v5. and he won't be able to find anything before he does fall. So Vexed, they managed to recover that half pretty well, all things considered. It was looking like banq3rz would have been able to win that one out by getting themselves at least 8 rounds, but after that force buy being won by Vexed, they were able to just pull it back and take a streak of 3. And Vanity having a very good game so far, 17-8. Quicks as well, 15-9. Over on the banq3rz side, everyone kind of having a pretty decent game, I guess. Zilla and Feegly a little bit behind, similar to Pickles and Aussie over on the Vexed side. But let's see, live into the second pistol round now. Going to be, it goes without saying, of course, going to be a pretty important round for both sides. Whoever gets this should be able to get themselves off to an early lead coming into the second half. And it seems like Vexed want to go for a very fast round then towards B. I was going to say that nade does some great initial damage, but the kills are still going in favour of them so far, in favour of Vexed. That is, Aussie's the one to find 2 quick headshots with that Glock. As the bomb is going to be planted, and banq3rz have been completely locked off at a bomb site. There we go, Pickles as well onto a Lask. So this should be this pistol round over and done with. Not really much that can be done by the remaining player, being Zenki, who's now coming in from short. There you go, Vanity takes him down. So 9-7. Vexed able to increase that lead just a little bit further. And as long as they overcome what is likely to be a force buy into this round from banq3rz, which it is indeed, they get what they can, then they should be able to get themselves an 11-7 lead before they have to go off against the rifles. Go up against the rifles, rather. Once again, just a pretty fast playing towards B. The exact same as what we've seen in that pistol round. There are actually 2 players on short who may be able to get a couple of kills by surprise. Sadly, likely not going to happen. Quicks actually didn't spot out the second player on short who was up behind the sandbags. I mean, he will eventually go down, but sadly Feegly trapped in towards that position, won't be able to find much else. So Vexed, they do overcome the force buy. They lose 2 players in the process, but I believe both of those weapons they dropped were actually only SMGs, so it's not too big of a deal. And coming into this round now, of course, it's going to be the full eco coming in from banq3rz. Only a P250 to be upgraded onto a Lask. I wouldn't expect anything else. With a couple of SMGs, have a great chance to try and build up money. Quick's already finding 2, which is, of course, very important for the Opper. $1,200 into the bank so far. And the opportunity to try and find even more as he walks onto B, where there is going to be a stack, of course. 3 players ready. Swaps out the pistol, actually means he will go down to Zilla. Only a MAC-10 being retrieved, and he also spots out all the players, so the A-bomb site easily going to be taken by Vexed. Will still be the round going in their favour. Zenki in a position that may actually not be checked. Oh, gets the knife kill on the Aussie. I could feel that coming in. Has a MAC-10 and actually gets himself another on the truth. So this is a lot of damage now being connected. An AK even being retrieved. Vanity going to be able to at least shut down that push that was coming in from behind. So that was a very crucial frag to be found. That should save the round for them. No defuse kit, of course, for these CT players to work with. But they are going to push in and try and get something done. I think at this point, Zenki, if he doesn't get the kill immediately, probably wants to go back and just save the AK. And as he goes down, it leaves it all onto Zilla now. He doesn't have time, so he definitely needs to just back off. They can buy into the next round, of course, but it's not going to be perfect. They'll be lacking a bit in terms of the utility, so if they can save that one rifle, that would be nice. And Zilla actually even picking himself up a Molotov to work with. So there we go. A good round from banq3rz overall. They didn't invest anything other than a single P250, and they get 4 kills, including the knife out of it. There we go. This is what we have been waiting for. banq3rz is going to be onto the buy now on the CT side. The op available for Zenki. Interestingly enough, usually Wolfie that picks that one up, but let's see how it goes. Right now, a very aggressive push going to be coming in, and actually Aussie with a flash out gets caught off guard, and Wolfie to follow it up as well. Pickles actually falls on the other side of the map, so pretty quickly this is brought into a 5-on-2. A very aggressive play coming in from banq3rz. Not shying away from it by any means. They continued to push forward rather, and just found all the kills in their favour. So Truth and Quicks now, 2v5. Plenty of time to work with is a bit of a positive, but going to be difficult for them to try and actually pull this round back in their favour. If they can at least find some damage, I suppose that would be pretty decent. But the fact that they lost so many players in that previous round means if they do lose this round, likely going to actually have to go for an eco. Only Vanity would be able to buy again. And it's looking like they are going to be actually losing this one. It's all on the Truth. He's left on a 1-on-5. And sadly, sent to the grave as his head is tapped off from Zilla. 8-7 now. 3 rounds in the difference, and as I said, should be an eco coming in from Vexed. Although with Aussie on a double eco, let's see what they go for. Yeah, I presume they will just not invest anything at all into this round because Vanity could drop over a weapon in the next round to Aussie either way. Ooh, Zenki almost lines them up. He actually does. I think he got the tag onto Aussie as well. Hangs around and actually eventually finds the collateral. Aussie tagged down to only 10 HP and a 1-on-4 now. Ooh, nice shot onto Alask. I wouldn't expect him to find too much more, as long as banq3rz don't make some massive mistakes by continuing to push forward towards him. I guess the main positive you can take out of this right now for Vexed is that, or rather for Aussie, is that he has a decent amount of time to work with, and I believe he's actually just throwing the up away. Knowing his chances of winning the round are extremely slim, throws that up away just to make sure that it can't be actually retrieved by banq3rz, so that's a decent find. Wolfie, of course, has an up already. Throwing away the 1 at least means that they will have to reinvest a good amount into this following round. And if Aussie can find themselves any more kills, that would be great damage onto the economy. And there you go. He actually takes down Zilla, who came in from behind, dropped down the ladder, made a lot of noise in the process, allowed for Aussie to go ahead and actually turn around. Problem is his position is now known. He was considering, I think, using that nade to try and blow the weapon in his direction. Decided against it, sadly. Probably would have been the better choice if he got the rifle. I don't think he would have been able to find much either way. As he peeked out, likely would have been dropped, and that's exactly what happens. So 2 rounds now in the difference. Vexed going to be back onto the bye. This is a pretty important one. If Vexed loses this, then we should see banq3rz being able to equalise the scoreline. Alask on an MP9 though is a bit of a strange choice. Could have been dropped over by one of his teammates. Into this round though, Vexed immediately grouping up over towards B. Problem is they have already been spotted. One player was jumping over that position to try and spot out the info, and with a nade as well going in, he does quite a lot of damage. Aussie to 46, Quick's down to 64. So some good initial damage to be found. Weakens up 2 players slightly for the MP9 and also the M4s, but as I say that, actually Pickles is able to find the first kill. Truth just pushes straight up to short and actually finds himself, I was gonna say 2 kills, it was Quicks instead to find that second onto Feegly. Before eventually Feegly returns one from the grave with that Molotov. But still, a 2-on-4. Wolfie and Zenki at this point probably just going to go ahead and save. And you can see they have indeed begun to back off. Not much that can be done. 2v4 2v4 retake on the B-bomb site is never going to be easy, especially with an op. I don't know if Wolfie's going to be allowed to save now either. Seems like Vexed want to try and hunt them down. They don't have money in the bank though, so I don't think it's really worthwhile. If they lose 2 players somehow here, then they would be working with a bit of a weaker buy into this next round. And there you go, actually Wolfie finds himself 1. Maybe able to find more as another player comes up onto the bomb site. And yeah, there indeed, he takes down Vanity. You can see now a lot of reinvestment is going to have to come in for Vexed. Their economy not going to be looking great after it either. So they will be in a very dangerous position where if they are to lose 1 round, they will get reset. And of course the economy is still allowed for a pretty good buy to come out for banq3rz. But yeah, here we go. Vexed, they get what they can. The only real weakness is that 1 Mach 10 onto Quicks. And I think they may be actually expecting an eco to come out, because as you can see, they've had enough money to get that AK out. Aussie could have dropped one over, but instead deciding against it. Right now they are just creeping their way up through Connect. They're getting the map control to work with, and it looks like they want to try and move in towards mid now. I think he is actually aggressive up in the bathrooms, and he's going to find contact in just the next couple of seconds. Oh, actually lines them up and finds all 3. That's the bomb as well that he's actually been able to drop. Quicks needs to find this kill over on B. I don't think he spotted out the players. Completely walked past 1 in the pit. Oh my god, Feegly in a perfect position now to shut this down. Spots the first player going into CT, gets the kill onto Vanity. And now Quicks is left in a 1-on-3. banq3rz. This is likely going to be that full economic reset onto the economy of Vexed. That's going to put them in a very difficult spot. They'll be getting only $1,400. Their economy not looking too bad, so I think they'll only have to go for 1 eco at least, so it's not as bad as I was expecting. But unless Quicks can pull off this miraculous clutch, then it is going to be double digits for banq3rz. And it is indeed as Zenki actually gets himself a 4th into that round. Oh, okay. A force buy from Vexed. Let's see how this goes. This isn't... If they lose this, then banq3rz will have a really easy time actually going ahead and equalising the scoreline at 12-12. So, yeah, crucial for them to win this. Zenki again finds 4! Shuts down everyone who pushes out a connector, and that force buy was just... that just didn't work out for Vexed at all. What can you do when Zenki is just on absolute fire with that rifle? Just the spray downs are perfect. 3 in the previous, 4 in that one. 4 in both rounds, but it was the spray downs being 3 in the previous, and he eventually followed it up with a 4th kill that was pretty separated. But yeah, what a couple of rounds there from Zenki, stepping it up massively, and they were crucial ones indeed. You can see finally now the economy of Vexed has been broken, and as I said, banq3rz, they should be able to bring this up to an equal scoreline at 12-12. They are going to go ahead and actually push forward into this one. Could get a little bit awkward up against the pistols, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be too much of an issue. Only one kill rather to be found so far for Truth. And yeah, Vanity now left alone, and he is being pushed down. Ooh, nice shot onto Feigly. Almost finds the second. Gets a bit of damage in, but I think at this point he's surrounded, and yeah, won't be able to find anything else. So 12-12. And this has been a very close game so far. And really good work from banq3rz over these past couple of rounds to take them as cleanly as they possibly could as well. Only losing, I believe, 1 player in the previous round. Oh, they lost 2 players in the previous round, but they lived to 5 in the one before that and 3 in the one before that as well. So yeah, they built up a bit of bank. Vexed going to be onto the bye once again. If they lose this, then banq3rz should be finding 14. So Vexed, they need to start picking up quite a few rounds in a row at this point. Actually have a chance to try and get themselves back in control of this map. Now, looks like they do have an idea coming into this one. Just grouping up over towards B. The Molotov down on Monster delays them from pushing for at least a couple of seconds. And actually as the smoke goes down, they kind of hesitate for a moment. They decide to hang around, and that allows for Feigly to find himself a quick double kill. Truth only going to be able to find 1 before he walks into the crosshair of Wolfie. And it's a complete blender over towards B. And that's Gonzilla able to find 1 each as well to go ahead and close it out. And banq3rz, they claim themselves the lead, 13-12. And Vexed, straight back down to the eco. Money bonus at least being built up at this point. They'll have the full amount into the next round, $3,400. So they do get themselves pistols and Kevlar, but already losing that first player. Second to be dropped as well from Zilla. Nice shot from Truth, who eventually returned 1. There's another player up close to the smoke as well, being Zenki. Will I expect him in this position is the question. I think they've actually spotted him out on the radar. So yeah, there you go. Aussie able to find himself that kill. Now that's 2 weapons that are going to be retrieved. Aussie and Pickles have full HP and AKs to work with. Truth just barely hanging on for life. But overall, the trades early on, not too bad for Vexed. They do get themselves a couple of weapons out of it, as I said. And they have 1 minute and 10 seconds left to work with also, so they aren't really in too much of a rush to try and get onto one of these bomb sites. They can wait and see if any mistakes are made from banq3rz. Looks like they do still want to try and bring this one towards A. If they do, there's 2 players ready to hold it down, which is going to be pretty difficult. Wolfie actually aggressive in bathrooms. Not the greatest of positions with the op, especially with so many players pushing forward. Truth is on 2 HP, so even if he goes down and the trade comes in, I think Vexed are going to be happy with that one, and that's exactly what happens. A quick trade to come in, 2-on-2 now. Oh, Miss Feigly still alive on the bomb site, but not anymore. Actually, Pickle's going to be able to find that kill pretty quickly. So now it's all into Zilla. 1v2, spots out the first player planting the bomb, gets the damage in, and actually quickly flicks over to take down Pickles. But sadly, won't be able to find anything else as Aussie peeks out to find the quick trade. So there you have it, 13-13. And Vexed, they do manage to pull off what was literally just a full eco. Still decent economy available for banq3rz even after reinvesting into this round. So as I said, Vexed going to need to take themselves at least a couple of rounds in a row. And that's not the greatest of starts. Zenki all ready to open this up as he picks himself up the secondary op to try and assist Wolfie. Vanity is the one that's taken down, and he's been the best performer so far over on that Vex side, so it is going to be a pretty hard-hitting loss indeed. Neutralizing the player that has had a lot of impact so far. Let's see, Vex, they cannot afford to get reset right now. Even after winning the eco in the previous, they still don't have much money built up. Only living with 1 player, of course, they did have to go for a lot of reinvestments. So it was only Aussie that was able to keep any money in the bank. Looks like they just want to try and group up over towards B right now. 2 players outside Monster. Third being sent over to join up with them. And, ooh, Pickles, I was going to say, in a bit of an awkward spot. Alaska's getting aggressive on short and was likely to find that kill, but somehow it doesn't happen. And look at that, Truth bounces out a Monster, takes down Zilla as well. And with that kill being found, they're just going to go ahead and try and swarm this B bomb site right now. Only 1 player in position to try and hold it down. Actually, no one in position, I don't believe. There's one in towards Graffiti. They can't actually try and deny that bomb plant at all. So that'll be planted. Truth and Pickles are quite low, but there is still that man advantage, of course, for Vexed to work with. 1 player extra, a little bit more manpower. So it is going to be a pretty difficult retake now coming in for banq3rz, especially with a double op setup. They have no utility remaining at this point. They do have a double op setup. Ooh, nice shot from Pickles. Actually gets himself 2 more quick kills, leaving it all on to Feegly. And he'll be taken down. Truth is there to close it out. So 14 to 13 right now. And banq3rz, their economy, not great. I presume they will buy. And yeah, they are going to go ahead and do so. But as I said, it's not perfect. They're going to have a couple of weaker weapons. The op comes out for Zenki. A couple of M4 is going to be available as well, and Feegly, he'll likely be stuck down to an MP, to a UMP or something similar. Yeah, he actually does go for the MP9. So there we go, Vexed, if they take this round, the game likely to be over and done with. Although if banq3rz take this, the economy still hasn't been given an opportunity for Vexed to build up, so still going to be a pretty important round for banq3rz. If they claim this, should be able to get towards map point. So warm, guys. As an Irish person, I'm just not used to this heat. I like this from banq3rz though. Knowing that they have the weaker buy, they get aggressive over towards B water, they get a lot of info to work with. They have a nice amount of map control to kind of deny positions for Vexed, meaning if they want to try and go back over towards B later in the round, they're going to have to try and fight for it. Not even fight for the bomb site itself, but rather fight for the control to try and push towards it. And looks like they do want to just try and immediately commit towards this A bomb site. 3 players on long. Truth being left to lurk outside Monster. And right now, a very heavy presence pushed up towards A short. Problem is they have no one on long, so no one to actually cover up this bomb site on its own. Truth has done a pretty good job of selling the fake. He eventually finds 1 kill. Although Zenki on the off going to be able to find himself actually 2 as he takes down another. So now it's only onto Ozzy and Pickles rather. Bomb is going to be at least able to go down. That wallbang was quite close. That could have been a bit risky, but there we go. Pickles with a quick headshot on the AK. Almost finds the second as he taps away. To take it, sadly, but it will be Ozzy to go ahead and instead frag out by taking down Feegly. So a 2-on-2. This round being recovered right now, and there is no defuse kit in the possession of banq3rz. Gonna make this a very difficult retake, especially as Ozzy's able to find himself another kill. So it's all onto Wolfie now. 15 HP to 2-on-4. Is indeed successful. Vexed, they're going to be able to claim themselves map point. Wolfie decides it's best to just go ahead and back off and save that up that he was able to retrieve. As Vexed, they're now 1 round away from getting themselves the victory. And banq3rz, they're going to really struggle to get an investment into this next round. They have the op, of course, that's been saved over. But other than that, it's going to be pretty weak. And yeah, likely just going to be pistols, maybe SMGs. Wolfie could probably drop over from mass at least. And yeah, it's not a great buy by any means for banq3rz to try and keep themselves alive right now. Although Wolfie does a pretty good job to find that damage right there. Takes Quicks down to 55 HP. I believe it was connected through the corner of the wall on towards the legs. So not too much damage, but every little bit helps, rather, as the saying goes from Tesco. I normally can't make that reference, but since I'm casting a mostly UK team, I suppose that'll work out. But here we go. banq3rz right now, holding back pretty passively. They have 1 player pushed up on his own and towards bathrooms. That's Zenki with the UMP, which is a bit of an awkward spot considering he's alone. Especially with Vexed right now grouping up quite a few players in this position. Trades, of course, do tend to favour the T side. Let's see, 55 seconds remaining now for Vexed to get a move on. They have to make a decision about where they want to go with this one, and looks like they have indeed done so. It is going to be over towards B. Quicks will actually be the one to find 2 kills. Zilla only able to find 1 with the mag 7 before he falls. So a 4v3 now, meaning Alaska on this B bomb site is going to be tasked with trying to hold it down. Closing. He actually gets the kill onto the player over towards Connector, being quick. So a 3v3 now. Alaska in a good position. It's not going to be checked. He finds himself one before eventually falling, and Wolfie was able to chime in the process as well. So it's all on the Vanity now. 1v2, and he will be taken down. Bangers get themselves a 14th round. Round number 30 indeed is going to be coming in. Question is, will Vexed be able to take it now in regulation, or will we be heading into overtime? And I'd say overtime looking quite likely considering the economy for Vexed isn't great. Aussie, he can drop over 1 AK. Pickles was able to buy one for himself as well. So yeah, it's not too bad for Vexed. They definitely still have a pretty good opportunity to try and close this out here and now. But I wouldn't be too surprised if Bangers were able to send this one into overtime. Look at this one from Vex. Just a very quick play coming up through mid. Ooh, Quick's able to find themselves too. Zilla and Wolfie get taken down, and ooh, this is really falling apart right now for Bangers. 3 players remain to try and save this one. They may be falling just short at the final hurdle. Alaska actually returns one with the nade eventually, but still a 3-on-4 retake on the A-bomb site. The bomb yet to be planted, of course. And with that being the case, they actually try and push forward beforehand to kind of deny the T's from getting themselves into positions. You can see Wolfie already having left the server, not too confident in his teammates' ability to go ahead and actually clutch this one out. All onto Alaska and 1-on-4, so I guess you could understand why. We have a 16-14 in favour of Vexed. Hopefully it won't be too long, guys, before we get into the... I think there should be at least one more match tonight. So hopefully it won't be too long before we do get into that, and we're going to go ahead and just take a quick break. I'll go check the bracket right now, and I'll let you guys know in the chat who they're going to be playing against, or if